Tonight, we would like to know what you think of President Trump's first State of the Union address tonight. In tonight's informal poll, what do you think of the state of our country?
Your answers here. Are we on the right path or headed in the wrong direction? Go ahead, pick up your phones and vote on our KHOU 11 News app or online at khou.com/vote now.
And as we watch the results start to come in, our Lauren Tallarico joins us here in studio with a look at some of the highlights of tonight's speech. Lauren?
Yeah, well, there was a lot to cover, and this, of course, at a time when our country seems to be so divided. The president called for the nation to come together. A lot of the issues directly impact us right here in Houston, especially immigration. Did you know we have more than 500,000 undocumented immigrants in the Bayou City? Well, tonight the president laid out what he called a four-pillar plan to address immigration. Offer a plan to citizenship is number one. That's for 1.8 million dreamers. Number two, he would fully secure the border with a wall. And also number three, and the visa lottery program. And then finally, limit chain migration or family-based immigration. This is when he asked for help from across the aisle.
We presented Congress with a detailed proposal that should be supported by both parties as a fair compromise, one where nobody gets everything they want, but where our country gets the critical reforms it needs and must have.
The president also highlighted his economic record, like job creation and tax cuts. Go ahead and take a listen.
We enacted the biggest tax cuts and reforms in American history. Now the first $24,000 earned by a married couple is completely tax-free. We also doubled the child tax credit. A typical family of four making $75,000 will see their tax bill reduced by $2,000, slashing their tax bill in half.
Meanwhile, the Democratic response was delivered by Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy, who, despite the president's call for unity, said President Trump has spent his first year in office dividing the nation.
Their record is a rebuke to our highest American ideal, the belief that we are all worthy, that we are all equal, that we all count in the eyes of our law and our leaders, our God and our government. That is the American promise.
Texas's 2nd District Congressman Ted Poe also weighed in just a few minutes ago. You can catch his reaction tomorrow morning during our morning newscast. Len.
All right, Lauren, thank you. And one of the special guests at tonight's State of the Union is a man beloved here in Houston, Jim McIngvale, better known as Mattress Mac. He was invited by Congressman Kevin Brady because of his tireless work helping people after Hurricane Harvey. First responders as well. McIngvale tweeted this picture tonight saying he's honored and humbled to represent Texas and America.
All right, now let's check the results of our informal poll. We've been asking, what do you think about the state of our country? And so far, looking at the results here, 60% of you who took part in this poll say we are on the right path, while 40% say we're headed in the wrong direction. Thank you to all who voted tonight. And if you want to see more highlights from the president's address, we have it on our website, khou.com. We'll have much more reaction for you starting at 4:30 a.m. on KHOU 11 News this morning.
The FBI is vowing tonight to continue investigating a botched rescue of a man who had been kidnapped. Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo revealed today an FBI agent fatally shot Ulysses Valladares last week when the Conroe father reached for the agent's rifle that was shoved through a window. The agent apparently thought it was a bad guy with a gun.
Anytime that we take a life in law enforcement or a life is lost, it's deemed a homicide. Those agents that morning went there with the best of intentions.
The FBI agent who killed Valladares has been interviewed and placed on leave while the investigation into possible charges continues. The three people who were captured or charged with kidnapping, they have been arrested.
Tonight, Galveston police are hoping an extreme step they took today will finally help them identify a little boy whose body was found on the beach. They released a photograph of the deceased boy, which is rare and even more rare for us to show it to you. But it's what they feel they have to do in order to get some answers. Brett Buffington explains live for us tonight. Brett?
Mia, police are hoping that the pure emotion of seeing that little boy's face will force someone to say something. Meanwhile, the nationally known HPD forensic artist who sketched this picture last October, she told me tonight she absolutely agrees that the picture released today is what the public needs to see. This face makes six. 6 times this forensic artist has shown the world the face of such young victims. In 6 cases, this is the only one that's still unsolved. Lois Gibson says that is painful.
I have one goal, very clear. Let's find out who the baby is.
It is disturbing. In fact, looking at this little boy's picture is gut-wrenching. It's the photo Lois used to sketch this portrait back in October. So similar, except for the reaction.
Because everybody's going, wait, the baby's asleep. Oh no, he's dead. I mean, what a cute little baby boy.
Galveston police investigators today said they believe this child, for now named Little Jacob, was dumped in the water in Galveston County. An autopsy proved he didn't drown and was likely abused and neglected before the little boy died. 3 months later, police don't know who he is nor who he belonged to.
Life, if it doesn't get solved. And that's what we think about, is that great big chasm, and the big chasm that we look into, the dark hole, is what if it doesn't get solved?
Police said they made such a bold move today because they had exhausted all of their leads in this case, literally hundreds of them. That picture of this little boy taken on that Galveston beach, Lynn, just hours after his little body was found.
All right, Brett, thanks for the update. Hopefully we get a phone call from the police do. You cannot bring a gun onto a plane, but last year, nearly 4,000 guns were seized at airport checkpoints across the country. That is a new record. Bush Airport wound up 3rd on the list with 142 guns seized. Most of those guns, by the way, were loaded. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport topped the list, DFW coming in 2nd.
New tonight, a victory for the Montrose Management District, which hasn't been able to spend any money due to a legal battle. Today, the judge lifted the temporary restraining order, meaning the district can pay its overdue electric bill for the Montrose Bridge light. So no more need for donations, at least for now.
Hurricane Harvey was a storm of epic proportions, ones we will never forget.
And now the disaster will be immortalized on the big screen. Marcelino Benito caught up with the people making a movie about the catastrophic storm.
And he joins us live tonight at Buffalo Bayou Park. Marcelino?
Well, guys, 2 survivors are going to play some pretty key roles in this movie, and they're set to begin shooting in about 2 weeks. 5 months since Hurricane Harvey tested our city, the images from that historic storm are still seared in our memories.
It hit home. So many people were affected by it.
And that's why producer and casting director Nikem Denchukwu wanted to help make Harvey come to life.
It's not a short. It's not a documentary. It's a fiction-based feature film.
Harvey, the movie, will star Antron Harris and will be shot at different locations across the city.
I just knew something was missing.
Denchukwu first read director Michael Sterling's script in September.
I said, this is a story definitely to bring to life.
Harvey will tell the story of different characters, different storylines, neighbors dealing with the storm at an apartment complex, just like we watched so many face Harvey's wrath months ago.
People coming together, and that's exactly what this story is about.
Intertwined throughout the film will be the Saldivar family's real-life story. 6 members of the family, including 4 children, were killed when their van was swept away in a bayou. Sammy Saldivar survived. He and his brother Rick will play themselves in the movie.
They just volunteered.
Denchukwu says it's their way of honoring their loved ones. It will be a low-budget movie, but one that recognizes the human spirit. A film, she says, every single Houstonian can somehow connect to.
We're hoping that this is a film that will touch everyone, regardless of the city, regardless of your race or your nationality. I believe it's a film that everybody will sit and watch and learn something from it.
Now, producers tell me they plan to release this movie on the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Harvey later this year. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Marcelino Benito, KHOU 11 News.
Very moving film it will be. Thanks, Marcelino. Thankfully, hurricane season out of here, long gone. And we're enjoying perfectly pleasant weather right now.
But how much longer will it last before the rain returns, Brooks?
After those pictures of Harvey, I don't want to see rain ever again. Those memories all too fresh. Well, we've got a beautiful sunny day on the way tomorrow, followed by another day after that before the showers roll in for Friday and especially Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up, but first off, tomorrow morning, waking up to 43 degrees. We'll see 60 with pleasant conditions by noon and a wonderfully mild high of 66 by tomorrow afternoon. Coming up, though, we're going to talk about the super blue blood moon. It's all happening tonight. Interesting stuff, guys. I'm going to break it down for you hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second, literally with a really cool diagram, so stay with me.